And I hit a rock already. Yeah. That's better. Hey friends, what is up? We are down here in the orchard today because it is finally spring. Or summer. It's Memorial Day weekend. The point is that temperatures have finally been above 30 degrees consistently, so we are starting to water the fruit trees and bushes and brambles and all that good stuff. However, it is a super pain in the booty to water these trees when you do not have a tap or a well, and you just have a cistern that's like way up on the other side of the property. That is where drip irrigation comes in. We've got some rain barrels that we bought last year that we originally thought were going to collect rainwater off the shed and off the office, but I've decided to repurpose them for drip irrigation down here in the orchard because honestly it's just too far from the cistern and it's going to be too far from the well. So we are going to attempt to set this up today. We're going to hack this together. As Brian and I said today, it may not be perfect and it may not be elegant, but at least it works. And that's essentially the motto here at Line Up the Stars. So let's get to irrigating some stuff. This is the high side near the road, and then we're gonna set up the poly tubing from those down and around the trees. So in my head, it's not that complicated, but it might actually be. Let's see. I should have 600 feet of 5/8 poly tubing. I didn't measure anything before I went to the store. I just bought it all. I bought everything they had that was 5/8 and 100 feet. And if I don't use all of it, I'll return it and get any other components that I'm missing. But it's a pretty, I don't know, I don't want to say spread out orchard, but we've got a lot of places for it to go. So I have a feeling we're going to use at least 400, and then the last 2 are going to be maybe used. If not, here in the orchard, whatever isn't used is going to go up and be used at the vegetable garden. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Just a better way to water plants, make sure the water is going deep, so the roots are going deep, especially here where things dry out so quickly, especially near the surface. And also, it's just better for people like me that have like a lot going on and I can't just go out with a sprinkler and like sprinkle everything all morning. So yeah, let's do it. So here we've got 2 rows of trees and I've got 1 rain barrel here. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is use the Y splitter I got pretty much right out the gate and then have 1 line go all the way down here, even to that little second section down there, and then 1 here. And then the question is I've got a couple in the middle. Do I put them all off of the first barrel or some off of this one? I think it's gonna have to be off the first one just because of the elevation. And we don't have any pressure, so it's all gravity. So I think this second rain barrel is only gonna feed water to these 2 rows. We're figuring it out. It's fine. Everything is figure-outable. We'll just move this actually. The one thing they also didn't have at Ace is the stakes for the tubing, so it's like in the ground and doesn't just do whatever nonsense it's doing like it is now. They didn't have the right size for 5/8. They had it for 1/4. I am hopeful when I go back that they'll have more. If not, I'm gonna have to MacGyver something because I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's like all over the place doing its thing, and it really needs to be tamped down, especially with the winds here. So this is another thing I'll do as I go to finalize it. For now, I'm just trying to get like the system set up and see if I need more tubing, things like that, but it's all good. We're gonna finish getting set up in the next few days, so I'm excited. All right, so my next step here is I'm gonna take this, let's double check, 1/4 inch poly tubing. This is 100 feet. And what I hope are the right things, these flag drippers that are 4 gallons per hour, which we're using because of the soil type, which is sandy, and because they are trees, which are gonna use a lot more water. The idea is I'm going to wrap this around each tree or bush. So this is gonna be the offshoot from the main line, which is the 5/8 poly tubing. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, so I might consult the internet and then make some moves. But I got plenty of these are 100 feet. I feel like I'm probably gonna use half of what I got. But again, you live out in the middle of nowhere, it's much better to get more than you need and then return what you don't need. So let's see if we can figure this out. Oops. I feel like there's probably a tool for this that I don't have, but. This guy goes on here. This guy goes on here. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're doing it. I feel like a freaking engineer. I'm like NASA level right now. I forgot that I've also got these T-joiners. So this is what we're going to use to connect the 1/4 inch to the 5/8. And after looking at these online, I don't know if the flag drippers are the best. They do the 4 gallons per hour, which I need, but they are non-pressure compensating. I don't know. We're just gonna try. These were actually cheap, so if I have to replace these, it's not the end of the world. But let's see if we can get some tubing connected and around these trees. Okay, so we've actually got all the main lines in place. A lot of them are pretty tight still compared to laying out flat. Before moving forward with the rest of the 1/4 inch, I want to get the stakes so I know how long it needs to be, and then before I cut the ends off. So I need a few more parts. I'm missing a couple things from this rain barrel, and then I think once I have everything, particularly the stakes, I'll be able to finish this up. So I'm gonna let the main line relax, and then I'm going to move up to the vegetable bed and start laying that out as well. So we're gonna kind of jump between projects. Might take another day before this gets finished, but I'd rather have everything I need to make sure, you know, I'm only using the material that I actually need to put here. So let's head up towards the building site. Naturally, the wind has picked up, but here we are in what is generally going to be the vegetable bed space. The house foundation is over there, so we're looking at a kitchen garden. I would make it closer, but I don't know if excavators, backfill, all that good stuff that's gonna happen would impact the garden. So we're gonna start a little further away and maybe expand out once the house is finished. What I think I'm gonna do is use some rocks to map out some of the bed spaces. We aren't doing a raised bed system. We're just gonna do an in-bed system. I have some soil. I guarantee it's not enough. I already have to go back to ACE anyway, so I will get more then. But this is just to kind of figure out where the spacing is gonna go for the vegetable beds, and just essentially, in general, figure out what the heck I'm even doing with my life. So let's go do that. So you might be asking yourself, why rocks? Why rocks to make a garden bed, Chelsea? Well, the first and most obvious reason is that everywhere you look here, there are rocks. We have so many rocks, we don't even know what to do with them. And this seems like a really practical solution for that. The second is, aesthetically, I like how it looks kind of hobbity, kind of cottagecore. Since we're not doing raised beds, you know, this will help kind of keep grasses and weeds out. But honestly, it's more just like for my organizational purposes, so I remember what I planted and where. Oh, and the third point is that they're free. That's the best, right? Instead of going and getting like plastic or metal or something to line it, like why not just use what we already have and it's free? So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna take a breather from moving all these rocks yet again. And I think we've got a couple more beds to make. Ah! The wind is real. All right, all the rocks are moved. We've got 4 garden beds. They are of similar but not the same size because I did not measure anything. Did I even think to bring out a tape measure or ruler or anything? No, I did not. We're going for a very organic look here. So goal has pretty much been met for today. I just wanted to get the bags of soil in the beds and get the beds finished up. And then I'm going to get what I need for the drip irrigation, which is namely those stakes. Same problem that was in the orchard. I need it here just because of the wind. And then once we have that and the other bags of soil, we'll finish the beds up and then we can get to planting. So job well done for today. It's a little too sunny, a little too windy to plant. So we'll just wait until a better day and then go from there. Oh, what is up, people? So it has been, I think, a week since I started setting up the irrigation here in the orchard, and many things have happened. We have been doing a ton to get the property ready for my sister and my parents, who, my sister's already arrived a couple days ago, and my parents are coming this next weekend. So we've been getting a ton of things ready for them, including putting gravel in the driveway, adding water access, electrical access, things like that. So we've been busy. It hasn't been non-house stuff, but we've been busy. And we've been trying to get the last components for the drip irrigation. Finally got them. Luckily, our local Ace Hardware restocked the pieces that I wasn't able to get the week before. And oddly enough, over the last week, it has rained almost every single day. Every day. It's unheard of. I'm not gonna complain though, because it means that we've been able to delay having to bring our entire cistern down to water the orchard, and instead been able to rely on rainfall. But now it is actually time to finish up the drip irrigation system. With the wind here, I have been unsure of leaving the irrigation out as it is. We really need to stake it down. So now that I have those, we're gonna be good to go. So I think it's just gonna be kind of some, I don't know what you call it, tedious work, essentially, rote work to get this done. I already figured out what I need to do the last time I was out here. So basically it's just, let's chug along, let's get it going. And then the last piece is that I left the washer that I need to connect the new spigot to the rain barrel up at the RV, because I lost the spigot when I was moving the rain barrel. I don't know what happened. So Brian was able to get a new one, so I need to go connect that, and then actually everything will be ready to go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're not going anywhere. That's nice. Big fan of this. Oh, that's great. Just kind of keeping it in place. I'm pretty excited because I think I actually see some blossoms on the blueberry bushes, and a local gardener mentioned on their Instagram that blueberries do not grow well here. So it's pretty exciting. I had kind of given up hope, because she's been gardening here since like the 90s. So you never know until you try, right? That's like the biggest lesson. You never know until you try. Oh my gosh, this one has a bunch of leaves. I didn't even look. Must have been all that rain yesterday. So something I did off camera is put the end caps on the end of the tubing. So now that we were able to actually stretch it out and stake it where it needs to go, I could see how much I really needed. You can see They have these little end caps where you just like bend it back and it stops the water pressure. So I've done that at the end of all of the poly tubing in each row. And they do have really nice end caps you can buy. Our Ace just didn't have them. And by really nice, I mean it's just like actually an end cap. I don't know how much you can see, but behind me, there's tubing everywhere. Yeah, so now I still need to do the small 1/4 inch tubing around each of the plants and then put in the little flag, like irrigation drippers. I got slower drip flags for around the bushes and then more water for around the trees. I think it's like 4 gallons per hour for the trees and 1 or 2 for the bushes. Yeah, it's nice to kind of walk around them. Usually I look just to see kind of around the cherries because they're blooming, but the blueberries have some blossoms too. Yes, I am wearing different clothes because yes, it is a different day because yes, I got rained out again. And I'm probably gonna get rained out today. So I was able to finish the 1/4 inch tubing on most of the rows, but I actually need another pack of the barbs to put the 1/4 inch into the 5/8 tubing. So let's finish up here and then move up that way. So the final step to making sure we actually get the water into the ground is adding these little flag pieces into the 1/4 inch. So I have, 4 gallon per hour flags that I'm gonna put around the trees. And I think it's 2 gallon per hour flag drippers for the bushes, canes, etc. We're gonna figure out how these go in. I'm gonna do the ones that I've set up and then we'll move to the veggie garden. So let's see how this goes. Okay, all right, this is fine. We will Is this wasting a ton of this? Yes, but that's okay. That'll work. This is a gooseberry. I'm pretty excited. They say only choose plants you know you like. And I don't know if I've ever had gooseberries, but honestly, there's only so many things you can grow here that it's like, I'm gonna eat the gooseberries. Maybe pie, maybe jam, preserves, I don't know. In some way, shape, or form, the gooseberries will be consumed. So we've got our 5-inch line going to our 1/4 inch line to our 4 gallon per hour flag drippers. And that's for our trees. Okay, that's as much as I can do out here. I was able to get a pretty good chunk of the flags in. I just need more of those barb tees to get the rest of them kind of in the middle. I think I only have 1 row left actually. And then finishing up a couple of the berries on the last couple rows. So I think maybe a half-hour work left down here. Not too worried about it. We'll get it finished up before it's time to actually water them. Now I'm gonna take all of my supplies and bring them up to the veggie garden so we can get that system started because I haven't started that yet. So let's go. So the drip irrigation is in. All that is left is, I don't think I'm gonna use the flags up here because it's just gonna take too many flags. I'd rather use them in the orchard, but I do think I will make punctures in the poly tubing here, maybe every couple inches and just kind of have it, I don't know, be a little more organic, if you will. And we can pretty much get to planting. The only other thing I need to create is a kind of bin to plant the potatoes in. So that's what the extra bags of soil are for. So I'm gonna get to that and we'll pretty much ready to go. This one will not be connected to a rain barrel. This one is going to be connected to the hose because we are up here near the cisterns. So that's pretty good. So we're nearly good to go. All right, so I just finished actually getting everything done down here in the orchard. So the veggie garden is good to go. The orchard is good to go. I think it's about to rain, which, you know, now it means I don't have to water, I guess. The only thing I was gonna say is that while this took me several weeks to put together, if you had all the components that you needed and you didn't have to keep going to the store and like ordering things like I did, this could probably be done in a day. Best part about drip irrigation is that it saves resources. Just helps, you know, in areas where you're in the desert like I am. You need all the water you can get. Weirdly though, it's raining right now and they're getting some water. So yeah, let me know what you want to see in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you next time because we're finally getting back to the house and the office projects. Woo! And some stuff. It's just crazy to me, like here at this zone, I guess I'm kind of like in a zone 4-ish, that you do plant outside until like June. I don't have a greenhouse, so we're not planting anything until June. So yeah, let's do it.